had so much fun simulating the career of my dad and I as managers on FM23 that I thought I'd take it even further, back to 16-year-old players breaking through. But despite us having the best potential possible with perfect mental attributes to grow, I'm still going to start us in the Vanarama regional leagues. And I have placed my dad at Taunton Town, which is the closest team to where we are from in this division, and I've placed myself at Concord because I like the aeroplane. And we're going to follow our careers as players as we cross to different leagues in different countries, all the way until we retire our playing career, and then we begin our management career. And yes, they are both as hilarious as what they was in the first video, but with the added exception that we're also as players too. Honestly, the journey that both me and dad have in this is just so funny. At the end of the first season, we have both already moved on to Premier League clubs. As you can see, I was now at Chelsea, moving for £850 and a packet of Haribo Tank Plastics after 27 games in the Vanarama National South League with 10 goals. Dad also moved to the Premier League with Bournemouth, and it turns out his move was even cheaper, at just £525 after scoring 19 goals in 29 appearances. It could be the situation that dad has a crack at first team football first though, because Bournemouth were getting relegated into the Championship. And a season later, we can see that dad's transfer fee has increased to £1,000 so far, thanks to the incentives probably, and he has played a few games in the Championship, helping his growth as a player. It seems like this current ability jump up to 125 out of 200 potential. Me on the other hand, I haven't played any first team football, but a lot for the youth team, raking in 42 goals as well, and my current ability is also slightly higher than dad's with 131 out of the 200. Bournemouth failed to get promoted in their first season though, so it's yet another year in the Championship for dad. Chelsea, however, finished in 4th place with Arsenal winning the league. A lot of you wanted to know dad's reaction to the last time we did this type of video, so I've invited him to join me later to see his reaction to both our careers. And it is going to be hilarious, so stay tuned for that, but for now, let's carry on with how we're doing. Because the following season, we are both at different clubs. Dad has actually moved to Wolves, who are in the Championship still, but what a big move, £14 million, and actually playing 20 games for Bournemouth. It was a January move, as you can see, and he's already scored 10 goals in 17 games for Wolves. And they were promoted as champions. But another team gaining promotion is Fulham, and guess who plays there this season? Oh yes! On loan from Chelsea, I came off the bench 30 times, only scoring 3 goals. But this is where things get a little bit more interesting for the playing career, at least, because dad has now moved to Liverpool. I'm still at Chelsea, as we can see, but age 20, so I've gone 2 years into the future. Dad looks fantastic. He is at 177 current ability. He also has 11 England caps, 7 goals, which is fantastic. I think that must be a glitch. I don't know why there's Winchester, Redditch, Walthamstow and Musselburgh for some reason there, and he's never played for any of those teams. Anyway, we'll ignore that because that's obviously just a weird glitch. £29 million from Wolves that he was bought for Liverpool. He actually was bought in a January transfer window again. 13 appearances that season with 5 goals, which is 12 starts to be fair. 32 with 17 goals in this previous season. We'll take a look to see who won the league in a sec, but have a look at how I have done. We're very similar, I'd say. I reckon I'm probably around 170. 159, 10 off, not bad. So I'm about 15, 16 behind, maybe a little bit more than what dad is. It doesn't look like I'm actually starting games though. As we can see here, I only actually started 1 game and came off the bench 13 times in the league and 5 times in the Champions League. I haven't made myself a cap for England yet, which is quite interesting. I did actually play a few games last season as well. 13 games in total with 5 goals and 2 assists, 2 player of the matches as well. So I've had a good time there at Chelsea, but let's see where things cook up next. Okay, well, dad is still at Liverpool and he is wanted by Chelsea and PSG. We're at 25 years of age now, so I'm 5 years on from where we just last left off. But I am now playing for Barcelona. Oh yeah, 25 years of age, playing for Barcelona. I've made 43 caps for England in those 5 years with 33 goals. And I am a starting player at La Masia. Well, not La Masia, but Barcelona. So 199 current ability. Out of 200, I've reached my maximum potential. 112 million. Woo! Come on, let's go. 19 goals, 20 goals, 33 goals in 38 games, and 30 goals this season as well. A really good time here. We've been winning the league. Xavi's still the manager. We haven't. No, Real Madrid's won it every single season, even though Barcelona won it the year they bought me, which is actually quite funny. The other side of things, though, Dad, he is still at Liverpool. He is also at 199. What is going on with all of these teams? Why is this coming up in his history? I have no idea whatsoever. This is such a huge glitch, and I've never seen it before. But anyway, this season he scored 30 goals. 25, 28, and 13. I mean, I know I've got the in-game editor on, but that's weird and almost impossible to replicate. But okay, fair enough. Yeah, he's also good. 67 caps with 56 goals. So he's already gone over the 56 goal mark, and he's only 25. Dad's got the number 10 shirt as well, which is quite nice. The Premier League, he has won the Premier League. He has done that. It does actually look like I might have won the league with Chelsea, but I guess I would have had a medal. So if we take a look at milestones, he's also won the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. Ballon d'Or runners-up. Oh, I really hope I've won the Ballon d'Or. He's won the Ballon d'Or. Oh, I've won it too. Let's go. So he was the runner-up for me. I wasn't involved when he won it, but we've both now won the Ballon d'Or back-to-back. He's just done it a step ahead of me. I want to see whether I got the accreditation for winning the league. I must have done, surely. FA Cup, Premier League, and Community Shield. There we go. Lovely stuff. Premier League champions. Fantastic. Well, we are 5 years later, and we have both moved clubs yet again. I have moved to Bayern Munich. Age 30, 106 caps, 89 goals for England. I'm on an extensive wage there, nearly 500k. Looking fantastic again. Let's take a look then. So I made a move from Barcelona to Bayern for 130 million. We've got a couple of really good seasons here in the Bundesliga too. Omega Dad, how has he been doing? Well, he's actually at Chelsea now from Liverpool, so we've both played for Chelsea. 124 million, so 167 in total for him. What was my total that I've had? 167. My total is 241, so I'm slightly ahead of him in terms of like how much people have been paying for us, or clubs have been paying for us. We've won the league for Bayern Munich quite easy by the looks of it. The Premier League, Dad's also been winning the Premier League with Chelsea. So we've both won with Chelsea, which is quite nice. Newcastle have also got themselves a couple of Premier League titles. We'll take a look at Dad's milestones here. What has he done recently? Other than that, it does look like it's kind of just stayed there. Won the Nations League with England, which obviously means I did as well, which is fantastic. FIFA Men's Player of the Year, the Ballon d'Or. So with the Ballon d'Or, I'm wondering whether one of us have won it again. That would be quite nice, to be honest, if we both managed to win it again. Oh, sorry, Dad. I am your multiple-time Ballon d'Or winner 3 times there. I've got myself a 3-peat. Dad's only managed to win it once. It does look like he has been involved every single time, though. He looks like he's picked up the runners-up a couple of times. That's unfortunate. I've won it 3 times. 5 years later, and we've both moved clubs again. I mean, Dad has stayed very central. We've also been played in different positions by the looks of it. Dad's played CDM, I've played right back. I don't know why you'd play somebody that good up front there. I mean, maybe it's later on. But I'm at AC Milan, which I didn't think I'd move again. I wonder if it's for money or if it's maybe out of contract, to be fair. That could be quite interesting. It is, yeah. Well, Dad is anyway. Free move there after his contract at Chelsea run out. 2 really good seasons again. And it's funny that he's at Arsenal, being a Spurs fan, as Dad. I'm at AC Milan. Obviously, I loved Kaká when I was growing up. I had his shirt when he played for AC Milan, so that's quite nice, although Inter Milan's probably my favourite Italian club. Free transfer again. Yeah, so I went back to Chelsea. I didn't even realise I went back to Chelsea, so I didn't even see that. So I actually play back in the Premier League. No way were me and Dad playing for the same club at the same time. We actually was. I don't think we did. We both won the Premier League in the same time. 2038-39. We'll take a look. Dad, 2038-39. We were both playing the Premier League. Dad didn't play that often then. Oh, no way did I take his position. All right, so the Premier League right now. Dad has won the Premier League with Arsenal. 38-39, Chelsea won the league. So we actually won the league at the same club, which is quite nice, isn't it, to be fair? That is actually a really nice thing. He beat Tottenham as well, who was second. You just can't write this, really, could you? My team, down in 10th. We won't address that too much. The Serie A, though, with AC Milan, I haven't won the Serie A yet. That's very frustrating. And it does look like, obviously, our careers are about to come to an end as well. We're age 35 here. So I wonder who's been winning the Champions League. Maybe one of us has won the Champions League. Arsenal. Oh, hello. So Dad's actually won the Champions League very recently. Tottenham has actually won it. What is going on there? Chelsea have won it, so it does look like Dad might have won it more than one time as well. It doesn't look like any of my teams have actually won it. I think Dad's had a better playing career so far, and he's going to hate the fact that he has in an Arsenal shirt, but he's just going to have to live with it. However, individually, I think I might have, Champions League winners, I think I might have won the Ballon d'Or probably more, because I doubt he's won many in his 30s. Milestones for me, I've won the Europa League, but that doesn't really count. FIFA World Cup winners, we've won the World Cup back-to-back. Hello. I mean, we probably should have, to be fair, but we've won the World Cup. That would be nice. If we can do that as a manager as well, that would be fantastic. Remember, as soon as our playing careers have ended, we are going to be managers, and I've set it up so that we have 200 ability as managers as well. So it'll be quite interesting to see our careers going on there. But Ballon d'Or is the last thing we're going to take a look at here. Have we won it? No. Chris Rivas has won again. I did win it again. Oh, I've won it 5 times. Let's go. What is quite nice is we're both retiring in the same season, which makes it very easy for me to set up the staff situation. I'm going to retire at Milan. Dad's going to retire at Arsenal, which is great. He hasn't won another Premier League because we're only a couple of seasons after. But I have won the Serie A, so that's back-to-back Serie A's for me, which is absolutely fantastic. Let's take a look at our manager career now. I think this side of things is what I always find most interesting. Now, I have quite a lot of leagues loaded, and for a very good reason. I've become the Aberdeen manager. That looks to me like my first job. It is 2046 or 2047, so I've been here for a couple of seasons now. Dad, however, hasn't. He has been a manager. He's been the manager of Charlton, but he has been sacked, which, that's a shame. He was sacked after just 151 days. In the Championship, by the looks of it. Almost got themselves relegated, probably. Charlton, unlucky, Dad. He dabbled in management, actually, before I did then. Because that was a couple of seasons ago. Which, where's Aberdeen? Are we doing all right? We're third in the Premiership. We're doing all right. We're doing absolutely fine. That's where I'd hope for us to be. So far, got the edge in the managerial side of things. He probably had a better playing career in terms of like Champions League wins and stuff like that. Maybe I was the better player because I had Ballon d'Ors, but individual over team, I think I'd rather have the team trophies. But managerial stuff, I've come out the blocks faster. Now, I'm going every 5 years so that this video isn't a billion years long. But how weird is it that Dad is the manager of Frankfurt? Obviously, everybody knows it's one of my favourite clubs after managing them in a Football Manager series and my very first ever save. And Dad is the manager of them. But I am also at Valencia. I'm also wanted by Southampton. So what has happened in that time? What happened? Oh, I've been everywhere. It's only been 5 years, but I've been literally everywhere. So my jobs, we take a look here. So I've gone for... I was England captain, I just realised that. I went from the Aberdeen job to Hoffenheim. So I was offered the Hoffenheim manager job. I got my National B licence. Does that mean that they've almost had to will steal me and pay a fine every time just to have me as their manager? I was then offered the Middlesbrough manager the year later. I took it. Got the Continental B license, Continental A license. They did great for me. They got a guy called Nicky Forsdick, which is hilarious. And then I was hired as Lazio manager after I was sacked for a poor league position for Middlesbrough. I went to Lazio. This is incredible how you get go up, isn't it, in the world? And then after getting my Continental Pro license, Valencia offered me the role in the same month, and I took it, which is kind of scummy. By the way, in case you wanted to know, these are kind of the attributes that I've gone for. I've based it almost off the same as Pep Guardiola, but made it 200 out of 200. Dad, on the other hand, looks very much the same. I think I've given Dad a little bit more stronger attributes, or he's just grown better. But his managerial career has gone slightly different. He was sacked from Charlton. A year later, he was hired as the MK Dons manager, which we didn't see, of course. Then he went to Bristol City, and then from the Bristol City job, he got the Frankfurt job. So notable, I didn't really see this. He got them promoted into the Championship. He was also the Bundesliga 2 champions. Right, okay, what have I done? Did I do anything in this time? Did I manage I'm a Copa del Rey winner. Let's go. It's the only thing I've done so far, but it's the Copa del Rey. I've managed to win that. Dad's got 2 promotions. I've got 1 cup, and it's actually Dad's favourite trophy. So, the intertwinings of this story already. Come on then, another 5 years. What's happened? We're now age 50, by the way. Fulham. I am the manager of Fulham, of course. One of my former clubs. I went there on loan. But I am wanted by Arsenal, Dad's former club. Okay, he is still at Frankfurt. I'm loving the fact that he is doing hopefully a prestigious career in Frankfurt. So I've only gone from Valencia to Fulham. I haven't really done anything else. After that Copa del Rey win, we were 3rd place in something else. And then I departed to become the Fulham manager, and I've been there a year now. Dad, what have you been doing? Have you managed to win my favourite trophy, the DFB Pokal? He hasn't. But he's won a European trophy. He's done it again. How does he keep doing that? He's won the Europa Conference League this season on penalties against Udinese. Fair play. Well, he is there no longer because he is at both of our former clubs, Chelsea, as manager. 5 years on, there's obviously something that's been happening because I am manager. Well, I don't have a job, but I'm about to. You cannot write this. I'm going to Frankfurt. I'm going to Frankfurt on the 23rd of July for some reason. That's really bizarre, isn't it? How I've been assigned that. That's why. I'm the England manager. I'm the England manager, and I'm leaving to go to Frankfurt. My favourite German side. Hold on a minute. I've been to Bayern, which was, again, my former playing career. I was a Bundesliga champions, and then I was offered the England job. I thought it was a bit strange that it was a time, but it's obviously after a World Cup. I could win a bloody World Cup as England manager. This is exciting. I'm so buzzing with this. But let's take a look at what Dad's done in the last 5 years. He is now at Chelsea. He betrayed Frankfurt and he won us a DFB Pokal. I'll let him off. He won a DFB Pokal. It's my favourite trophy for my favourite German side. I'll let him off because then almost immediately, the next month, he was hired as the Leipzig manager. He didn't win anything there, but he did go to Chelsea the season after, and he's won a Europa Conference League again. A Europa Conference League, World Cup. We'll see. We'll see. I imagine if I do that. I'm a little confused because now I'm the Chelsea manager and Dad's unemployed. Unless he also has an international job. Says it here. Okay, we'll leave that for the time being, but I am... Are we just like going to the same clubs? Because I went to Frankfurt after the England job, did nothing, and then I was poached by Leipzig, the same club who poached Dad when he was at Frankfurt, and then the same club who poached Dad from Leipzig poached me to go to them, and that was Chelsea. Carabao Cup winners as the Chelsea manager. Where are they in the league? They're 4th in the league right now, so not doing too good, but they're still there or thereabouts. It's better than obviously not being in the top 4, I guess. Dad is currently managerless, club-wise. He is the England manager as well. No way he's been Man United manager. He's been Manchester United manager, and he was only there for 2 years before he was hired as the England manager. Now, secretly, I don't think it'd be secret. Maybe I'll ask him. England job, I think that would be his dream job. Completely. Work half the year, do the tournaments. He makes good decisions. You won't have to do that much training. I think that would be his dream job. I think he'd be fucking good at it as well. I generally think he'd be better than Southgate anyway, because he wouldn't pick so many stupid players like Eric Dyer, I guess. But he is the England manager. Oh, I just remembered I didn't do very well in the World Cup. But that's disappointing. I wonder how long we've got left, because we are now 60 years of age. We'll see how long we carry on until one of us retires. Oh, I don't like this. I'm the Liverpool manager. Dad is the Borussia Dortmund manager, which is his favourite German side. So, alright, let's take a look at this. Oh, I've been everywhere. Have I just not been able to keep a job? So after Chelsea, I was then hired as Benfica manager. Very similar to what happened in the other video. Sorry for spoiling it if you haven't seen it, but go watch that one because that journey was quite hilarious as well. Then, after I left the season after to join Wolfsburg. Haven't done anything to deserve these roles because the last thing I won was a Carabao Cup. Then I left that to be the Bournemouth manager. And then the season after, or 2 seasons after that, I was hired as the Liverpool manager, which is currently what we're doing right now. We're 4th again. Every single team I seem to get is 4th by the looks of it. Arsenal are currently the champions of England right there. So I am disappointed with that, obviously, being a Man United fan. But Dad, I think, will be really happy because he was England manager. He's also been the Netherlands manager. Oh my God, he has done everything. Dad's won the Champions League. So, he didn't do anything as England manager. He actually resigned 2 years later and then was hired as the Netherlands manager. Didn't do anything there. Left to do the Dortmund job. He won the Bundesliga, then the DFB Pokal in the same season, which is unbelievable, and the Champions League. Dad is a treble winner at Borussia Dortmund. He is automatically a club legend there. He's entered the Germany Hall of Fame and the English Hall of Fame, and he keeps on winning things because he has won the Bundesliga, by the looks of it, 3 seasons in a row. Yes, he's won the Bundesliga 3 seasons in a row, and the DFB Pokal 2 seasons in a row. He's done insane. Now, we are finally at the end of our journey, because this is as far as we're going to go. Even though I am still in a job and I'm actually wanted by Juventus, once one of us retires, that's when we'll call it an end there. And Dad is about to retire, 2073. He is calling it a day after, by the looks of it, departed as Borussia Dortmund manager after winning the league last season. Which I think... No, because he's won... Yeah, it was the last time we actually seen, so he hasn't done anything else. Have I done anything since being Liverpool manager? Have I actually managed to win something? The Carabao Cup again. Dad's definitely had a better career, by easily. I mean, we can take a look at the Hall of Fame, Manager Hall of Fame, and then also I'll get Dad in and we'll have a little bit of reaction to see what he thinks of the careers. Well, this is a little bit short. I am actually quite surprised. Neither of us are in the Hall of Fame thing. I guess you need to win quite a lot to do that. I thought Dad would have done enough. He hasn't. Never mind. So, Dad, as you know, I've been doing a simulation with us as both players, and then we're going to be managers.
Right.
So, I've got it to the end of our player career right now, so we can go over how we have done. And we're both retiring at the same time, which is quite nice, age 37. You're retiring at Arsenal.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought that would be a reaction.
Did I really go there?
Yeah. I'm retiring in AC Milan, which is quite nice, yeah. Now, what I actually did was start our careers at the in the Vanarama National League South. So I started off at Concord on a free transfer. You actually started off at Taunton.
That's fair enough. Didn't go far from home.
Exactly, as I mentioned, quite local to us. But within this, in the very first season, both of us were bought from different clubs. You went to Bournemouth for £1,000.
Yeah.
But then you very swiftly made a move to Wolves. Both of the times were in the Championship, where you were bought. Well, actually, no, you went to Bournemouth, who were in the Premier League, but they got relegated that season.
Right, okay, yeah.
And then they went down into the Championship. But then that's when things really got good for you, because after a couple of good seasons at Wolves, which you can see here, 11 goals in 22 games in the Premier League, you made a big move to Liverpool for £29 million.
What's good, isn't it?
That is very
saying
good.
That, though, Wolves buying me for 14 million was good as well.
It's
still.
not bad, but
Yeah.
you wait till you see how much I was bought for. So, I started off at Concord. I went to Chelsea for £1,700, moved to Fulham on loan for a season in the Championship, only played 30 appearances from the bench and only scored 3. We were in the Championship at the same time, and both of us got promoted that same season.
Yeah.
You went up as champions, I went up just as, I think it's through the playoffs. But then At Chelsea, I eventually moved to Barcelona for 112 million. Yes.
Hell, what a move that was.
Oh yeah. I had some great times in Barcelona.
Oh, you were banging them in them, weren't you?
Oh yeah.
First season, you got 19, though.
Lovely. But I only won the league, I think, in these last couple of seasons. Then I moved to Bayern Munich, another big prestigious club, £130 million. Whilst you were still at Liverpool, then you moved to Chelsea. 124 million. So yeah, our paths didn't cross here,
No.
but they will do at some point.
See, I was loyal. I stayed in England, didn't I?
You did, yeah. You did. I went
I
and
didn't
got
cross the
myself a
seas at
town.
all, yeah.
Whereas you didn't. You stayed very central. Eventually, I made a free transfer move to Chelsea in 28-39. I stayed there for 3 seasons. Guess who was there at that point? 38-39. You were there for 2 seasons. It looks like I came in
And took over.
and took your position because you only played 5 starts that time, and the second season 4 starts. Then you were like, "Nah, I'm gone," and the
Yeah.
only club who wanted you was Arsenal.
Hey, I'll take that. First season, they bangs in 25 goals.
25 goals. That's what Chelsea were missing.
Yeah.
However, at the time, we were the Premier League champions. 2038-39. We won the Premier League.
Well.
We won the league
Take
together,
that.
which
Yeah.
is quite nice, isn't
Yeah.
it? You were Arsenal, obviously, quite through and through, and eventually you won the league with Arsenal, which I find quite funny.
Get it.
Spurs came second that season. Yeah.
I would have been very happy with that one.
No, not at all. That's what I thought was quite funny. And then whilst I actually made the move to Chelsea, I eventually moved to AC Milan, where I won the Serie A in the last couple of seasons, including my last year as well. So we're both getting retiring on the same time. England cap-wise, I scored 113 goals in 155 games. You made
Very
your
good.
debut a lot earlier than I did and played 166 caps.
You scored 126
Scored 126 goals.
Yeah.
Yes, you had a great England career.
Hey, tell you what, mate, that would be
Speaking
a
of
dream
which-
come true, putting on that shirt.
Speaking of which, well, it gets even better, Dad, because at some point, we both won the World Cup.
Hey, what?
Twice. We won it in 2034 and 38. I mean, we probably
Wow.
should have, because England normally do quite well anyway, and we're
Yeah.
the 2 best players ever. But
Look at the
There
date
we
on
go.
there as well. Look, Sunday the 13th.
yeah, that wasn't the time when you won it. That was Brazil when they
was
won
it?
it. Yeah,
Oh, I was gonna say, it was my birthday. I
That,
don't
that
know
would
when
have been
on my
funny.
birthday.
Yeah, you keep mentioning your birthday like loads of people are going to send you cards.
Hey, come on, you never know, you. 13th of July.
But there we go. So that is our playing career down to a T. The only last thing I think we need to check. I actually think you had a better playing career. I think you won more trophies.
Right.
But individually, I had a better time. You won the Ballon d'Or once. I won it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Actually, no, you won it twice. You won it quite late on in your career. You won it
When
at
I was
age
playing at
35.
Arsenal. See? Chelsea just didn't know what they had in
They
their book,
didn't.
did they?
No, they
had
didn't.
Both of us at the same time, and yet I'll go away and win the Ballon d'Or. Look.
Yeah. But our managerial career is almost, I would say, even crazier than this. So let's take a look at that. Okay, our managerial career. We were managers up until the age of 66, and then that's when you decided to retire.
Yeah.
I'm still going on, but I didn't simulate any further. But you're retiring
You're
as
just-
I'm the Liverpool
You're
manager.
just greedy.
Yeah. I'm going to be like Roy Hodgson in
Yeah.
my late 70s, still managing.
Good old
still,
Roy.
still thinking I've got it. I'm currently wanted as well by Juventus. But anyway,
Bloody
we started off our journey in management, and this was quite funny, I think, because if we take a look at jobs and we go all the way down the bottom, where are we? So I started off as the Aberdeen manager. That was my first job as Aberdeen manager.
Sir Alex Ferguson.
That's what I
In the
thought.
making.
Yeah. So I actually joined halfway through the season, as we can see there in November, where they really needed me. And it wasn't very long after I got given the Hoffenheim job. So that's quite a nice little prestigious job. Your first job, however, I think is quite funny because you didn't have a very successful time in your first job. You were hired as Charlton manager in 2046. By the looks of it, at the end of the season, when they needed a manager, that was your first job, and you were sacked by that November. And then it took you a whole year before you got another
Mate,
job.
They just did not understand me.
Eventually, you got the job in MK Dons, and then you went to Bristol City before eventually getting the Frankfurt job.
Hey. Yeah, see, I just went, look, my boy really likes you, so I've got interest in you as well, you know? Because funny enough, that is your favourite German side, isn't it?
It is my favourite German side, as
see?
we've always mentioned. Now, at the time that was happening, if we take a look, go a little bit further, well, I'm obviously moved to
really funny
Hoffenheim.
about that? They probably thought they was hurrying you. Then I
Yeah,
turned up.
You're not the one we're on about. So Hoffenheim, anyway, I agreed eventually to go to Middlesbrough, and things aren't really happening for me down here. So if we take a look at basically my managerial career, as we take a look at this, when I was Middlesbrough manager, 2048, I was sacked from them for a poor league position, and I definitely went up because only 2 months later, I got the Lazio job.
Yeah, good job, that.
And then I actually left that job.
With your playing career, you'd have learnt Italian anyway, wouldn't you? So,
Oh yeah,
ideal.
Yeah, that's where I retired.
Yeah.
Then I went. I probably had a villa still there or something. Then I went to Valencia after leaving the Lazio job the same year. I've got no loyalty whatsoever, and I won the Copa del Rey in my first season at Valencia. Your favourite trophy?
It is my favourite trophy. Yeah.
What's my favourite
outside
trophy?
The FA Cup. Your favourite trophy is the German one, isn't it?
The DFB Pokal.
That's right. Yes.
Who has a chance of winning that one? Well, you do, because at that time you were in Frankfurt. So let's take a look at how you were doing at Frankfurt, because you actually took over Frankfurt when they were in the second division. You won that, so you've got a promotion after getting promoted with Bristol City, might I add.
Yeah.
The first trophy you won as Frankfurt manager after 7 years is the UEFA Conference League. You were the first one to win a European trophy.
Happy with that.
Then you won the DFB Pokal in 2016.
Yes.
Yeah, you did quite well. You won my favourite trophy. But then you had no allegiances whatsoever, because literally less than a month after, you left them and went to Leipzig.
Ooh.
But a year later after that, you went to Chelsea.
Oh, they are.
Obviously, both our former clubs.
I had to go back there, didn't I?
Yeah,
Help them out.
we're both club legends there, and you won the UEFA Conference League again with them.
in.
Now we're up to 2062. Let's take a look at where I was around about 2062. It might be a little bit higgledy-piggledy, but let's take a look. So 2062, that is when I was all over the place. I went to Fulham.
Right.
Then I got hired as the Bayern Munich manager.
Oh. So you come over to win the cup, didn't you?
Yeah, and I won the Bundesliga. So while you were in Leipzig and Frankfurt, I then come over to Bayern Munich.
That'd have been great. Us playing against each other.
It would have been, wouldn't it? We were in the dugouts against each other. So I won the Bundesliga. I then resigned to take an international job. That international job was the England job.
You'd have to win him, mate.
Yeah.
You'd be a mug to turn that down.
But then, when we seen it as I was looking at this live, I was the England manager, and I had already agreed to leave after that World Cup to be the Frankfurt manager.
You had to go there.
Dream job, wasn't it?
They probably offered you the money and said, look, we really want you. This is the one we really wanted the first time.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
we got your dad.
Now, we're up to 2016, so we're both at the same point in our careers here, where you were, where I've now took over Frankfurt. You left Frankfurt for Leipzig.
Yeah.
You left Leipzig for Chelsea.
Chelsea, yeah.
Guess what I did? I left Frankfurt for Leipzig. And then I left Leipzig for Chelsea.
Hey.
Which means somebody doesn't have a job in 2064. I've won the Carabao Cup. We'll go back to where you are. This is why the story of it is absolutely hilarious. We are at Chelsea here. You won the UEFA Conference League. You departed as Chelsea manager to be the Manchester United manager. Then you went to England.
Oh, wow, there you go. See, there's no way I was going to turn it down.
Unbelievable. And then, well, you left it, though, because then you went to be the Netherlands manager.
Oh.
You eventually went to Borussia Dortmund, but we'll get back to that in a minute, because let's catch up to where I was at this point in my career. After I left Chelsea, I then went to Benfica, and then I could not keep a job. I went Benfica, Wolfsburg, Bournemouth, at Liverpool, where we currently are right now as Carabao Cup winners. However, I definitely think you had a much better managerial career, because coming to an end, and this is where you eventually retired, you won everything as Borussia Dortmund manager, which is your favourite German club, of course.
Yes, it is, yes.
In your first full season as a Borussia Dortmund manager, no, it might be the second actually, Bundesliga, DFB Pokal and Champions League winners.
Then
you won the treble.
Then the Super Cup.
And the Super Cup as well. You won the treble, which is fantastic. And then you actually won the double the next season, and then just the Bundesliga champion, and then eventually you left. So that's where we are right now. You won 3 league titles in a row, and then you've called it quits and retired.
Oh, thank you.
I think you had a better managerial career.
I'd have had to retire after all that, wouldn't I?
Yeah, yeah. Winning the treble.
You just can't go on up in that, can you?
But how weird that we had very similar jobs.
Yeah.
And in the same order. And whatever job you left, I almost took. Which is very weird and bizarre, but there we go. So thank you very much for joining me, Dad. I hope you enjoyed our little journey. Yeah. Let me know if you want to see any other types of videos like this. If you have any more scenarios, maybe I'll make us a little bit less good and see whether we can progress and grow. Whatever ideas you have, stick them down in the comments. But I hope you really enjoyed this one. And check out this next one as well, because this one's also decent.
Yeah.